Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Did you know it's Pentecost Sunday? A great time to celebrate. A great
Yes.
time to celebrate. And we definitely did celebrate this morning. And we're grateful to God for this day we celebrate as Pentecost Sunday. Well, I am Portia Wheatley. I am the founder and the president of a nonprofit organization acknowledged as Trophy of Life Incorporated, where we have the great opportunity and the privilege and the assignment to render hope, encouragement, and inspiration to the whole wide world. And we want to welcome you today to this platform, acknowledged as Project 365, where we have the great privilege to render hope, encouragement, and inspiration for 365 consecutive days. And thank God, by the grace of God, He's been allowing us to do it. So on that note, I'm going to ask my co-host to come in, and who might that be?
It's me, Takira Swan. Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm so happy to be here with you all today. And today we have a great guest. You know, I always love when we have men on our platform because, you know, not a lot of times men speak out and express themselves. We have a wonderful guest for you today who I've known for quite some time. And before we bring him on, I just want to say, please go to our YouTube page, like, share, and subscribe so that you can be a part of our team and help spread hope, encouragement, and inspiration to everyone across the whole wide world.
Across the whole wide world. That just does something to me when we say that we're spreading hope, encouragement, and inspiration. And then we say around the whole wide world, because we just don't stay in this one location in the state of Maryland. We go in different states, and then we bring guests to you from different states. And so, and actually we're out of the United States as well. We're in England. We're as far away as England. And we're going to go to, I think it's Nigeria next. We're going there next, and Florida, California, New York, Utah, Missouri, Tennessee. Yes, we have presence there. So when we bring people to you, you don't know where they're coming from. You don't know what state they're coming from, but just know we bring messages of hope, encouragement, and inspiration from individuals all across the country. Okay? So you be praying for us, because we also hit all types of topics. There is no topic unturned. And if you haven't heard a topic that you would be interested in, contact us and let us know. And don't just contact us and let us know, but let us know you know someone that would be able to bring that message on that topic, a message of hope, encouragement, and inspiration. Well, today I have the great privilege and honor to introduce a great friend of mine. And he was a good friend of my husband's. And I guess by being grandfather in, now I'm a good friend of his, but we were good friends anyway. But today, I just want to, first of all, thank you, Mike, for agreeing to come on our platform to share on the topic of cancer. And more specifically, it is prostate cancer. However, that was then, but today he's cancer-free, and we're grateful to God for that. We're grateful to God.
Hallelujah.
But he's going to share with us some emotions that he's had, some thoughts that he's had, maybe physical pain that he's had, because many, many men experience this, but many, many men do not want to talk about it. And I'm so happy, and I applaud your boldness and your courage to talk about it, because you will, without a doubt, help many men, women, the wives, and families on this journey. And I'm just grateful to God that we are able to bring this message on this topic to the world. So, Mike, you have it. The platform is yours.
Oh, thanks for having me. My prayer is today that somebody will be encouraged, somebody will be strengthened, somebody will have hope today because of what's being shared. I just want to share my experience of after I've been told that I had cancer. First of all, let me explain to you, give you some kind of example, so you understand how I felt. It's like a balloon that's full of that's filled with helium and is floating around strong. And when the doctor tell you you have cancer, it's like somebody took a needle and stuck it in that balloon, and the balloon begins to descend. And all of your hopes and dreams and everything that that you're thinking about, everything that's going on in your life, it seems like it comes to a screeching halt when the doctor tell you that you have cancer, and fear kicks in. I remember my experience when the doctor first diagnosed me with cancer. I was wondering how I was going to tell my wife, I was going to tell my daughters that I have cancer. All kinds of crazy thoughts went through my head. I was on the emotional roller coaster. I was wondering how I was going to provide for my family. Is this the end, Lord? This is how, because none of us like to admit it, but we often wonder how we're going to go. I know I do anyway. I'll speak for me. I wonder how I'm going to go. When I leave here, how I'm going to go. And I said, Lord, preferably is old age. But, nobody wants to have experience a tragic death, especially because of illness. And I said, is this the end, Lord? What's going on? God, I need you to talk to me. I need you. First, I need you to comfort me, calm me down, because I was just so nervous. I was so scared. Couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, worried all the time, worried about my wife. I was wondering, where was our relationship going? Would she still want to be with me after she found out I had cancer? Those type of things. And I want to tell you, people that are listening, men, the first thing you have to do is get a relationship with God. Get a relationship with God. Because, people, once people know, they're going to do everything they can to encourage you, but you need a relationship with God because you need to have faith. That's where I got my faith from, having a relationship. I studied the word, and I went to studied everything about faith, what the Bible had to say about faith. Because I know faith is the substance of things hoped for. So I know I need hope. So I know I got to get that hope first from God. And I just stayed in a place of worship. Find you a song, anything that's going to encourage you, anything that's going to keep, anything that's going to build your relationship with God. You might not be in the Bible all the time, but find you a spiritual song. Talk to your God. That's your God. That's your Father. You can talk to him. In the midnight hour, when you really need hope, that's when you need it the most. When you're supposed to be sleeping and you find yourself wide awake and can't sleep. I had to dig down and really say, Mike, you can't operate in fear. I decided I was going to be happy no matter what. Even if I was sick, I decided I was going to enjoy my life. I gave my testimony that Sunday. I don't know if you guys were there for that testimony that I gave when I found out I had cancer. I was scared every day. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I couldn't function at work. And we have to function at work. We have to provide for our families. I decided I wasn't going to be afraid anymore. And I decided I was going to enjoy my life and love my wife. I don't know if you heard that testimony, but it's a battle, but it's doable. I mean, you can do it. I mean, you have to just put all those fears aside and keep pressing on. I didn't know if I was going to have to quit my job, or I didn't know any of those things. So I began to pick the doctor's brain, and I just listen. I need to know everything. I need to talk to you. What are my chances? Will I be on? Will I be bedridden? Will I be able to work? Will I be able to move around? Will I be functional? And his attitude was so positive. I got hope. I got encouragement just from that. And the surgery went well. They removed the cancer, and I was feeling good about that. And that's when everything went crazy. Normally, people that have the surgery that I had, prostate removal, it's a healing process. Most people are down for maybe 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, depending on the person, because everybody's different. And you gradually get back to your. You're not going to be your normal self, but you gradually get back to a place where you can walk, you can work, do some things that you would, some of the things that you would normally do, I should say. And that wasn't the case for me. I had problems with scar tissue. Scar tissue blocked my urethra, and I had problems urinating. I had problems, period. I was in pain all the time. I've had 5 surgeries because of that, because of the scar tissue. And it was rough. It was really rough. I mean, I couldn't sleep. I was in pain all the time, irritated. And guys, when we're sick, or especially somebody, I've been with my wife at the time 40 years, and I've never been sick. As a matter of fact, if the doctor didn't tell me I had cancer, I would have never known I had cancer. I felt great. I was sorry they told me I had cancer. I didn't, because I didn't start feeling bad until I went to the doctor. Before then, I felt great. And it's a life changer, because, you go 40 years with somebody and you've never been sick, and all of a sudden you become a patient at home, and the wife become your nurse. And it definitely changes things, and it can put a lot of strain on the marriage too as well. Depending where your patients are, because most men, when we're sick, we're vulnerable. So a lot of thoughts run through your head when you can no longer do things as a man. When I say as a man, I'm saying as a husband, perform as a husband. The chores that you used to do, intimacy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that puts us in a vulnerable state. Do she still love me? Would she still want to be with me, even though I'm sick now? If she goes out, all kinds of crazy stuff are running through your head. I want to tell you guys something. If your wife is still waking up next to you every morning, and you've been with her, especially if you've been with her for a lot of years, believe me, she absolutely loves you. If your wife clean your backside, help you go to the restroom, and still wake up next to you, she loves you. She absolutely loves you. Now, I know we feel vulnerable when we're sick, because we can't move and do the things that we're used to doing. Some things that we take for granted. I was telling my wife, I fantasized about just being able to lay down flat on the bed with my legs up so my knees would be up and so I can stretch back. I fantasized about that. I wanted to share something with you guys also. cancer, especially recovering from cancer, is a process. We're not going to get the whole package right away, the whole package of healing right away. I remember when I first had the second surgery, when I had the second surgery and I couldn't move, my goal was just to be able to move my legs, so I can, and move my legs in a walking position. I couldn't do that. So if I can just lift my leg a little bit, that'd be good. So I started there. Gradually, I started moving the left leg, and I started moving the right leg, because, you know, when you're in pain, you know, the whole goal is to be able to sit comfortably so you're okay. And a lot of times when you find a position, you get a comfortable position, you got to sit there and don't move. Don't move until you have to get up and go to the restroom. I'm laughing, but that's not funny. You know, the whole thing is to gradually get well, baby steps. You might not be able to move your hand, but, you know, God, give me the strength to move my finger. That's progress. Okay, give me the strength to move 2 fingers. Give me the strength to move 3 fingers. I remember I couldn't walk, so I walked around my living room. I started off walking around my living room in a circle. Then I got enough strength to go downstairs. And once I went outside downstairs, I just walked just a little bit in the backyard. And then I was able to walk to the garage, and then walk from the garage to the entrance of the driveway. And then now I can do a circle. Now I can walk the block. It's everything is a process, and everything is slowly but sure, and everything is slow. Take your time. You have to pick the doctor's brain. You have to do your research. You have to be cooperative with those that are taking care of you, mainly your spouse. Your spouse is not trying to hurt you. Your spouse is trying to help you. God, give me the strength to bear this pain. You know, I'd find something to joke with about my wife just to show her that I appreciate her. I'm still Mike. I'm just going through a little pain. And I tell her, don't make me laugh too hard, because it's going to hurt when I laugh. But, you know, I just wanted to break the monotony a little bit. I also, you know, it's important that you focus on getting well, getting at least to be mobile, because you don't want to be in a state. The longer you lay down, the more it hurts to try and move. What kept me through all of those times was my faith. I first believed that I was going to be healed. And once I was able to have to do more than I did the day before or the week before, my faith started increasing. Like, I might not have been able to bend over and touch my toes, but now I'm able to bend over and touch my calves. I wasn't able to do that before. The hard thing about my particular cancer was the what's that word I'm looking for? The incontinence. You're dealing with that a lot, and I had to Google information about that. What exercises to do to make things better. You know, now I'm at a place where, you know, I can walk around normally, and I have to worry about running back and forth to the restroom or going to the restroom on myself. I also this place pushed me to a relationship with God. I pray that somebody is listening to is really being blessed by this. I really do. And it's so important to get into a place where you can worship God. That's the only way you want to get faith, is to worship God. I mean, regardless of what's going on around you, who around you, you have to really worship God. You have to get into his face, you know, and trust him. And the more you do that, I'm telling you, the more your faith is going to increase, the more you're going to believe that you can do this, because you can't do it if you don't believe you can do it. If you give up and you say, okay, I know I can't do this, and don't try to do something that's going to give you faith, something that's going to help you make progress, it's going to be you're going to fail. If you're supposed to eat and you're not eating, eat. I don't care if you don't like the food, or the food make you sick. Lord, I'm gonna eat this food now. I pray I don't get sick this time. And don't eat as much. Eat little at a time, but eat. Do what you're supposed to do. Do what the doctor tell you to do. I just want to say to all of those spouses that are taking care of their loved ones, we would be nothing without you. I'm so grateful for my wife, and I know I gave her a hard time. I know I was a bad patient. Not all the time, most of the time I was, and that's only because I was in pain, and again, feeling vulnerable, and that's because we only human. We don't know what tomorrow holds, but we know who holds tomorrow. We know who holds tomorrow, and we know where our help comes from. We know where our strength comes from. And you might be in a place where, you don't see people as much as you used to see them. And my wife used to tell me this all the time. People love you, but life goes on. People have things going on in their life. It's not they don't care about you. It's not they don't love you. They still call you. They still pray for you. You might not see them as much. They might come by every now and then, bring you a case of water. Hey, what's going on? But I say you have to be in God's presence, because a lot of times people aren't there when you really want them to be there. They might not be there, not because they don't love you. They just have things going on in their lives. So stay in a place where you are in God's face, so you don't lose faith, you don't lose confidence, and as long as you pray, things are going to happen. Things are going to come forward. It might not come in the way you want it to come. I'll give you a perfect example. They have these things we used to wear, or we had to wear, I should say. When I say we, I'm talking about people who had the same type of issue, the same type of illness I had. These things called Depends. I know why they call them Depends, because you become dependent on the Depends. I'm saying that to say, don't just trust Depends. Do get up on incontinence. Do your Kegel exercises. It might not be you might not be completely free from that, but at least you're in a place where you don't have to worry about going to the restroom on yourself. That would make you feel better just by itself. I used to feel so, and I'm being transparent, and it's okay because I'm free. I can be transparent. I remember I used to feel so bad. I'd be talking to somebody, and I went to the restroom on myself, and I had no idea I even went to the restroom. I feel bad, and you're embarrassed about that, especially in front of your wife, big grown man, and went to the restroom on himself, but that's when I say you'll be good to your spouse, because that's when my wife tell me, don't worry about that. If you're sick, you're healing. Your body's not healed yet. So, those are the things. Take those little things, those little nuggets there, and build off of that. Be thankful that you have somebody that loves you enough to take care of you, and somebody that's going to be with you. somebody's going to be there for got your back. Got your back. That's important. Nobody else have to show up, but mama has to show up. My wife has to show up. I want to see her. She got to show up. So as long as she show up, everything is going to be all right.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Go ahead.
And again, my prayer is somebody is blessed by this. Somebody is blessed. Don't pay your spouse no mind. Your spouse loves you. He or she might be going through right now, and they might seem to be out of character, but they're not. They love you too. Because it's not just us saying, hey, I wonder if my wife still loves me. It's the wife, I wonder if my husband still loves me. Did he give up? Did he give up on us? No, I didn't give up on you. I'm just going through right now. So
that's wonderful, Mike. Thank you so much. Of course, memories have been going through my mind, but he did not get a chance. He, meaning my husband, did not get a chance to share his journey, share his story like you just did. I can't even imagine the countless men that you have helped just by being transparent, by being bold, by being courageous enough to share your story. And it's nothing, it's all a part of life and being. I would imagine, let me ask you this, was there a time in your journey that you were depressed? Because I can imagine that when a male is not able to do what they usually do, I mean, whether it's outside the house, inside the house, whatever they do, that, if you stay in that place too long of negative thoughts, you can go into a state of depression. How were you? How did you feel?
When my wife had to help me use the restroom, I was depressed, embarrassed, everything, all at the same time. But I knew that this was just a process that I had to go through. Always kept that in the back of my head. It's a process. As long as I wake up the next day, I have an opportunity to heal. I'm free from cancer, yes. Am I still going through? Yes. Am I still believing God? Yes. I still believe God. And it's still day by day for me. It's always going to be day by day. Because I know, like I said, I can be flying high, and at any time that needle can come. So I got to be thankful. I got to be, most of all, thankful. I got to be thankful. And I got to keep my faith. I got to stay in God's face.
Yeah.
Sometimes that can be hard and difficult, when you got things going on, but you have to press on and you have to stay in His face.
Have to press on. I hear you saying, I believe God, and I know your wife has that saying, I've already prayed. So those two together, you can't go wrong. I've already prayed and I believe God. So it's amazing how God works together. But I'm just so appreciative that you were able to come on and share. And let me put this to the audience. If there is someone who just needs to maybe chat about the males feel like, I need somebody to talk to. Are you at liberty? Thank you. That's what I wanted to get to. Yeah. This is something that men who have this experience need to know, because life is not over. Life is not over. And you say, Portia, well, what? How can you say that? Because my husband experienced the same thing. But for the grace of God, I don't know why Mike is still here and my husband is gone. But while Mike is here, he's giving God the glory. He's magnifying God, and he's turning his pain into purpose by reaching back and get other men. So I thank you again.
That's what your husband would expect me to do.
You're so right. You're so right. And I think you came on because that's more so in memory of him as well, knowing that you experienced that with him, that journey. But to God be the glory. That's all we say. To God be the glory.
And I'm quite sure, and you might have somebody on that's watching right now that don't know God or don't have a relationship with the Lord. I'm quite sure if you call Pastor Wheatley, Minister Swan, they'd be more than happy to pray with you or point you in the right direction.
And Deacon Mike and Elder
Deacon,
Marie.
That's right. That's right. I'm
Absolutely.
here. I don't know how you would do that, but if you contact Pastor Wheatley, she will get in contact with me, and I'd be more than happy to talk with you.
Absolutely.
Anytime. More than happy. Even if you just need a set of ears, you can do talking. I'll just listen.
That's good, and that is important.
Yes.
You don't always have to give advice. You don't always have to do that.
Right.
Just having someone that they can talk to, and their business doesn't go anywhere else. It's confidential.
That's right. That's right.
They're more apt to free themselves of what is within them, the trauma or the hurt because of the experience.
Yes.
It's important. It's important.
Yeah. Judgment-free zone. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just here to encourage you.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your experience and your testimony with us and with the world. Unfortunately, there are so many men out here who suffer in silence, especially with prostate cancer, and not necessarily because they have to suffer in silence, but because they feel like they have to, or they need to, that nobody will understand. So here's someone right here who's been through what you may be going through, who is able to be genuine and down to earth. Like you said, no judgment. If you need someone to talk to or just someone to listen who knows what you're experiencing, we have people right here who are willing to do that and be here for you. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming and being, vulnerable, like you said.
Welcome.
Yeah, and being so down to earth and not, not just saying, oh, I have prostate cancer and I'm free from it, but you explain the journey of it, because the journey is where people need help. So I just want, I really appreciate that. A lot of times we see the ends, like, whoa, this person was so sick, but now, they're healed, they're great, but they don't, necessarily share all the things they've been through and how it was not such an easy road the whole time. So for that, I am truly grateful, and I love you so much.
I love you too. I do.
I tell you, God is so faithful. God is so faithful. He will not leave you in a hurt state, in the sense of
he sure won't.
He won't really. Anything that concerns you concerns him.
That's right. That's right.
Spirit, soul, and body, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet.
Yes.
Cast all your cares on him, because he cares for you. That is the word. When we stand on the word, just what it says, just how it says, and get an attitude with it because it says what it says.
Yes.
Absolutely. God is faithful. And you don't have to take our word. You really don't. You don't have to take our word. Try him for yourself. All right? Try him for yourself.
Right.
Thank you, Mike. I so appreciate it. And again, I believe with all my heart that there are countless men who need to hear this, who will hear this, and will turn around and bless someone else with this message.
Yes.
To our audience, mothers, ladies, wives, if you know of a male that needs to hear this information, please share this video with them. Please share this live with them. And then if you can't find it on my page, go to our YouTube channel. You will definitely find it there. This is day 143. Look for day 143. All right?
Yes.
God bless you. May heaven smile upon you, and blessings of God be upon you. See you tomorrow.
Love you.
Love you too, Mike.